Hey, everybody. Got a busy Monday review for you. We're going to make this one public, which we do on occasion. Try to become more regular about making them public on occasion. Vince, how you doing?
Oh, public feed, how I've missed you. How I've missed you. I'm happy to be back within the public's feeds. Warm bosom, you know what I'm saying? Uh and also, for everybody that is on the public feed that might not be, a patron, uh we had the Copa America pre-sale last week, right? Um if you were in the Discord, you would have secured your tickets, and that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yep.
So all the tickets, man, were available outside of the final, I think. So, I went ahead and got my Atlanta, got my Kansas City, and so we'll see what happens for, quarterfinal, semifinals, final, uh ticker tape parade going forward. But, I got my group stage sorted out.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm great. How are you doing, Adam Bills?
Good. I'm doing great. It's another sunny day in Georgia. Waki, how are you?
Doing very well, Adam. Congratulations on winning the U6 basketball championship.
Bronze bracket.
But it doesn't matter what bracket it is. You
Yep.
only play what's in front of you, as we were talking about earlier.
Thank you. Very pleased. Very pleased with the kids. They had a little bit of dog in them there at the end. And
Okay.
we got to record quick so I can write out my awards for everybody that we're having our pizza party tonight.
You
At the
doing
Jump
what-
Park.
superlatives, or just all get the same award?
No, they each get their own award. One of them is going to be Sleeping Giant. One of the kids is going to get the Sleeping Giant award because he's a good little athlete, fluid little athlete. But
And is he big? Is he large? Or is it his giant in the heart?
he's mostly sleeping is the thing.
Oh.
He's not he's not locked in out there. So I'm trying to be
he's-
honest and encouraging at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
That was throwing a little bit of shade with these awards, it sounds like.
Trying
That's
to
crazy.
be
These
honest
things are
is what I'm doing. Yeah.
Is it are these pre-made awards that you're giving out, or are you writing them? You're creating them yourself?
I'm creating them myself. Yeah, I make a little certificate. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Having a former journalist making your, you know what I'm saying? I feel like you're gonna use these words real crazy. Like I don't know. I'm excited to see what, like, once you draft this out, you might need to send me that list, because I feel like you're gonna use alacrity and
I probably
an
will,
award.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
It's
can-
a lot for the parents. You know what I mean? The thing is, it's for the kids, but it's also for the parents.
And then my final question, Adam Bills, Coach of the Year. Are you a BJ Callahan, or are you a Greg Berhalter?
I think I'm a little bit more of a Berhalter. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what it's like to be a football coach.
Well,
I
downstairs.
don't think I give that vibe. It's much more. I just lean against the side of the gym, and if somebody does something really good, I just explode out of my stance and praise them.
Oh, you got a football coach down there, bro.
Yeah, that's not Berhalter. Berhalter doesn't lean on things. Ever. Actually,
Yeah.
I think he did lean on the kind of bench background once. Can't remember what game it was,
Okay.
but not much leaning from him.
It might have been St. Paul. He was very relaxed, taking selfies,
They-
et cetera, et cetera. But anyway,
I think I have less charisma than BJ Callahan. I think is mostly what I'm thinking about. But anyway, let's get to a lot of goal contributions this weekend. Goals from Johnny, beautiful goal from Johnny Cardoso. Chris Richards scored a huge goal for Crystal Palace. Turned out to be the game winner in a 3-0 win. Jordan Pefok, Ricardo Pepi, Paxton Aronson. It's back. He's back in the conversation. Fuller and Balogun had a extremely busy game and a nice goal. Brandon Vasquez scored again for Monterrey. And then Cade Cowell, he also scored. And then we got assists from Weston, 2 of them. Dest, Tillman, which was kind of, he's a little lucky to get an assist here, but Luca De La Torre with a nice assist and Gianluca Busio with an assist. So we got a lot to cover. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
I'm a little intimidated by it all, but yes.
Yeah, me too. Wes, 2 assists and a dislocated shoulder in a 3-2 win over Frosinone. First assist comes inside 3 minutes. It's just a smart run in behind between the center back and the left back. Then an outstanding first touch receives it over his shoulder like a wide receiver, juggles it to once, and then trickles it across through the defender's legs. And Dusan Vlahovic, directs it home. Far post, helped on by a deflection. 1-0 Juve. Everything seems great for them. And then, well, I'll let you guys. You guys want to say anything about the goal, about that assist? Because that was the peach.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if I've said it once, I said it a million times. You know, just Weston McKennie's that dude, man. Playmaker in the words of Michael Irvin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
A thermometer, if you will.
Exactly. Exactly. You cannot just feel the temperature in the room. You must go out there and be a thermometer. And that's what West does. And it seems like he likes to play against Frosinone too. I think I'm seeing I think he's had 3 or 4, maybe even 5 goal contributions against them in the past 2 years. So I mean, we've all played. Sometimes you just got those teams, right? When you just see those colors, for whatever reason, you're like, it's gonna be a good day. I think West has that here.
Juve celebrating. They're off to the races here, but then Frosinone scores a couple of stunners over the next roughly half hour. Goes up 2-1. Then Rabiot comes off, and then Juve equalizes on another Vlahovic goal. This time McKennie receives it at the top of the box after a bit of a scramble. Just plays a simple little pass into Vlahovic's feet. Love the impulse to soccer through it here. Vlahovic takes a touch and then puts it away on the deck far corner. 2-2, and then Juve goes ahead late, wins 3-2.
Yep. Should we speculate recklessly about his injury?
Yeah.
And the implications for the
injury.
United States men's national team?
Yes, please.
Well, go ahead, Vince.
Well, just first, I'm gonna pass it right back to you. But just how he got hurt, he Weston McKennie a little too hard. You know what I'm saying? As a wise man once said, watching a Weston McKennie match is similar to Jim Valvano's famous speech. You know what I'm saying? Where he lays out a perfect day. He's like, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, and you're gonna think. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna make you think when you see him take that first touch. How did he do that? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna make you laugh when you see his joyous celebrations with Dusan. They got a nice little relationship where they seems like big brother, little brother almost. Even though West might be older than him, I don't even know. And then he's also gonna make you cry, and that's what happens here. Frosinone attack breaks down, and basically West just ends up with the ball. Frosinone is backing up into their little mid block, but they had been pressing pretty much the entire match. And Weston carries it for a little bit, then just tries to slide it out to one of his center backs. It gets cut out. Little break is on for Frosinone, probably little dangerous, but Juve has about 3 people back. But Weston has to make a little last ditch challenge to quell the attack. Goes to ground, wins a tackle, and separates his shoulder in the process. So like I said, McKennie too hard. He did the beautiful first touch for the assist first of all, and then later a very familiar Weston type giveaway that leads to him going to ground and hurting himself. But go ahead, Waukee.
Okay, so let's talk about this injury then and what it means.
How about a non-medical medical opinion?
My trusted source on this is Sly Eli from the Discord. He's not a doctor, but he's had this injury, and he really seems like he knows what he's talking about.
He's also a very meticulous person.
He's a meticulous person.
I was about to bring importantly, he went to Yale.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, well, okay. So he's basically a doctor. What Sly Eli says is, and I could have looked up this stuff separately to confirm things, but I didn't know. All right, dislocated
This is how much trust we got. Yeah.
Likely means his labrum or cartilage or parentheses cartilage. I don't know if labrum is cartilage or that's just a type of cartilage, is torn and will need to be surgically repaired at some point. You can play through it and strengthen the surrounding parts to compensate, but you have increased risk of dislocating it again. Speaking from experience, it is really uncomfortable even to run around with a torn labrum, and would really affect your appetite for going into challenges. But surgical repair is a huge pain in the A. He used the whole A word, which I don't like, and
don't
4
approve
month
of that.
recovery. So other than the cursing at the end, I thought that was really good insight from Sly Eli.
Yeah, I guess it has to do with how torn the labrum is because, well, why don't you read Allegri's quote as well?
Well, Allegri said every now and then he has this issue, which I think confirms that that fits with Sly Eli's picture.
Yeah. And if you do, as I did, a Google search, Weston McKennie dislocated shoulder, but then you disqualify the past month, or disqualify even the past 2 days. There are a lot of news articles about him having a dislocated shoulder over the last 5 years. He's at least twice before this, probably more than that. He dislocated his shoulder in training in July 2022, and there were a lot of headlines about how he might miss the beginning of the season. Huh? What's that? Oh, yeah, he started the first game of the season for Juve against Sassuolo. And then in December 2019, going even further back when he was at Schalke, he dislocated his shoulder then, and he ended up missing 3 matches. So I think I'm gonna side with Allegri here. It's a chronic issue for West. Probably not fun. Probably uncomfortable. Probably does hurt. But I'd guess he'll be with us in Dallas for Nations League. That's my guess.
So two things on these issues. Well, one on each issue. So the Schalke one, when he dislocated his shoulder, I think that was the moment when I realized that I really feel feelings for Weston McKennie that are, you know what I'm saying, unusual to me with athletes. You know what I'm saying? Okay, he went down. They're telling me this is going to be a 3-month injury, whatever. I was sick. I was sick for a whole week. I was like, damn, Weston's not playing no more. Because remember, you know what I'm saying, just started following everything in 18. You know what I'm saying? Weston, start following Weston right after that World Cup. So he had become my guy by that point. But I didn't realize how much I truly cared until he went down. I want to say there was a huge fall after a corner or something. It was an aerial duel or something. He fell straight.
Squarely
on the
national
He
team,
was
right?
Weston McKennie pretty hard on that one too. Maybe even harder.
Yeah. And yeah, I was just sick. I was sick, man. And then that's what let me know. I was like, man, I really do mess with this. And he came back after 3 matches, and then that's the first time I was introduced to Weston McKennie as Wolverine, the super healer who cannot be kept down for too long. And then also the one that happened last year before that, in preseason, and he came back for that season opener. If you remember, my real Weston watchers know that he was not totally himself for a good month. To Sly Eli's point, he was very timid in challenges. You could see it. He was timid in challenges, and the main thing that I noticed was that he was people could really crowd him when he had the ball because he just was unwilling to use his body, dip his shoulder, put his shoulder into somebody, as Weston does, right? He's a broad dude, so that his shoulders help him. You know what I'm saying? In the effort to keep the ball, and you could see people could just people talk about their bubble. Defenders could come in his bubble very easily and challenge him for the ball, and he was losing the ball quite a bit just because he didn't have that physicality to him. Yeah, so that was the start of 22. So we'll see. We'll just see. But yeah, he should be back for Nations League, I would think. This happened at the perfect time. Go ahead, Wacky.
So it's fair to say we're not expecting him to time his surgery to happen right now. This surgery that we're assuming he needs based on Sly Eli. He's not going to do it now. He's not going to miss Copa America. It's out of the question, isn't it?
I feel like it is, but I guess he can't miss, he can't prioritize Copa America over the Serie A season. So if he does in fact need the surgery, he's going to have to get it at some point.
We do have one other piece of data. Elton Tom on Twitter asked of Airborne, "Is he okay, Mr. McKennie? Love watching his outstanding season." John McKennie, Airborne 69, responds, "He is good, and thanks for your concerns, period. prayer hands.
Mm.
What does this mean? How do we interpret this?
Airborne ain't never told me a lie, bro. I mean, so if he say he's good, then hey, he's good. You know what I'm saying? This is a man, Airborne 69, I would trust with my life. You know what I'm saying? The country trusted it with her life, you know, trusted him with her life, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm the same place. It's a question of what exactly good means. Does that mean he's in good spirits? He's good. He's going to be back in a week or two. Something in between. Well, time will tell.
Yeah.
But he's good.
Airborne is putting on a show lately on
He's
Twitter,
been on
though.
maneuvers out there.
He's back.
He had to go at Forza Juventus. Forza tweeted, Weston McKennie appreciation post, 2 assists today. Haters keep hating. We keep moving. Airborne quote tweeted, I could say so much about some of the lame comments posted, but I will let Weston continue to live rent-free in your head. Is he talking about action? I think I misunderstood that tweet. I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know. He's probably reading the replies to the Forza Juventus tweets or something. I don't know. Is anybody talking crap about West these days? I feel like he's sort of highly appreciated.
I don't know. I know CBS Sports Galazzo, when posting the video of the first assist, that the caption was essentially, is Weston McKennie one of the best midfielders in Serie A? And apparently in the comments under there it got a little nasty. Look, I'm not worried about the commenters. I'm worried about that play on the field, baby. I'm worried about that play on the field, and you see it. You know what I'm saying? Even a blind man can see that Weston's a baller and he's out there doing his thing. And for anybody who would choose to doubt that, specifically in February of 2024, you know, you can come to my mentions. We could talk about it. Also, Airborne is going through the same. He went through that same malaise that we all did. You know, being in between windows for as long as we were, and as Waukee said, you know, he's getting it back up into gear.
He's coming out. He's posting some throwback pictures from the World Cup, looking ahead to 2026. Exactly. He's ready to go.
He's ready.
He's so ready. Feeling ready to go. Let's get this, guys.
All right.
He's so ready.
All the best to Wes. Hopefully the shoulder injury is not too bad, not too serious. Johnny Cardoso, Joao Lucas, cementing his place in the hearts of Real Betis fans, got the pre-assist on a ball that sliced through 2 lines and put one of his teammates in behind to play it across for the opener. There was some chaos in the rain in this game. An Athletic Bilbao player got sent off. Betis went up 2-0. Then Bilbao got one back on a set piece right at the end of the first half, and it was a little tense early in the second. And then came the dagger from Johnny in the 67th minute. I'm going to play the audio from it.
Fekir, William Jose's continued his run. He's given it back by Fekir. Fekir once more. Cardoso with the shot, and what a goal that is! To make it Betis 3, Athletic Club 1. Johnny Cardoso picked his corner and beat Unai Simon. All ends up.
I love the way a Spanish crowd responds to it. There's a guttural, I think I've talked about this before, but there's like a low-pitched roar when a goal is scored in Spain, feels like. Anyway, that was that, and that was a beautiful shot, just outside the box. Nestled it in the far corner, perfectly placed.
Johnny said of his goal, quote, I'm very happy. It still hasn't hit my head yet, but I'm just enjoying the moment with my teammates.
That's right. That's right. And Johnny, you don't need it to hit your head. You know what I'm saying? Just keep plucking. Just keep chugging along. One thing that's been sticking in my mind was Pellegrini, the Betis manager, was interviewed, was talking about Johnny, you know what I'm saying? Had glowing praise, of course. Had glowing praise, but he was like, the biggest thing for him is to be consistent. And that's the hardest thing, is to be consistent. And yeah, so that's what we're just looking for at this moment. And he hasn't shown any signs of slowing down yet. I mean, he's doing. He's a he's a good player, man. I don't
Yeah.
want to say too much about Tyler Adams or whatever, but like he is very good. He is very good. Is doing it all on defense. You know, is doing his thing with the ball, right? That ball for the first goal was tremendous.
Yeah.
Tremendous to play that. And then the goal, he was asking for that at the top of the box like the entire half. You know what I'm saying? Like they were up a man. They had been up a man that entire half, and so the top of the box was just wide open every time. Every time an attack would break down, he would just, kind of. He is starting to feel himself a little bit because he was giving the Geo hands to his feet, right? Hey, pass me the rock. And once he finally got the rock, what did he do with it? Beautiful, loving it.
He had opportunities to visualize that, and then we just see it fly perfectly where he wanted.
It's a tantalizing prospect to have a withdrawn midfielder on the national team who can do that. Because Tyler can't, Not that there's a lot of other factors here, everybody. I'm not saying anything crazy, but it is nice to see a midfielder who can play the six, who can also score a goal like that.
Yes. It's just the first goal he scored in about a year, but
yeah, he's not a regular scorer.
He did still score a goal like that, which would seem to suggest he can score some goals.
That didn't look like an accident. That was not a mistake.
Right. And just from like a pure ball striking perspective, like our guys aren't able to hit the ball in that way.
Right. Yeah.
Like he's got everyone talking about his. So he's got everyone talking about his transfer clause now, whether he can be bought out. He's got Spain excited. And then the other thing people are talking about is whether he can switch back to Brazil. He cannot.
He cannot.
He can't. Why? Because hashtag the coach, had the vision when many other people didn't. Went ahead and brought Johnny in. I mean,
yeah.
And he's locked in now. So no, Brazil, you can't have him. And I bet you would. I bet you would love to have him. You know what I'm saying? But no, you cannot. And he should stay at Batista. He should not be tempted to go to any big club, bro. Just stay there. And keep it moving, man.
Yeah, it's a good spot. Seems.
I think they're sixth in the table.
Are they? Pellegrini, man, he won some Premier Leagues with Manchester City, right?
Correct.
I don't know if Hector Bellerin did, but he was on the bench at the beginning of this game.
He didn't win any Premier Leagues, unfortunately. He did have to come on though, because the Betis right back is. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah, let's not. Okay, Bellerin had a rough midweek, I think. Didn't he get the handball at the end? All right, Chris Richards. He scored his first goal for Crystal Palace. I think we should listen to the audio of that as well.
Well defended yet again by Burnley. Richards! Palace make the breakthrough. Chris Richards with his first for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a higher register on the England.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I prefer the Spanish one, now that you pointed it out.
Thank you.
Well, I have to say, I think I'm an English yeller myself if I'm just assessing my yell style. You know what I'm saying? I think I'll fit in better in South London.
I mean, probably. Fair enough. Anything else on Crystal Palace? He played. Well, go ahead, Waukee.
Played at left center back. He's benefiting from the Oliver Glasner back three.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not going to keep that starting spot, just being conservative here. But he's going to get some minutes. Gahey's coming back.
Yeah.
Did I pronounce that correctly?
You did.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I mean, I would say the 34-year-old Joe Ward will come out before Chris Richards, especially they got him a goal now. You know what I'm saying? Feeling good. Is defending well. And also, one of the things that we saw at Hoffenheim when he was playing in the back three, he loves those extra angles that he's able to occupy. Being out wide like that gives him the premium opportunity to be able to fizz the ball between the lines. And you can tell Chris just really enjoys that. So I think he even mentioned that in the interview too. But
I agree. Let's get Ward out of there.
Exactly. Let's get him the hell out of there, man.
It's time. That and Chris Richards, if he does become a starter consistently, he would break the curse about going to England. Because we've kind of learned, baby, just don't go to England, guys. But it might be about to work out here. We'll see.
Yeah. He's I was actually just looking. I mean, you just got to be a very special talent from Hoover, Alabama. And then you have completed your, your quest to get the Premier League. I was just looking at his minutes the other day. He's about, I want to say 100 to 300 minutes away from basically setting his top flight high. You know what I'm saying? He played a ton when he was at Bayern 2. He played a ton of minutes, got like 2,500, I want to say. But, with Chris, as he's made his move into the top flight with Hoffenheim, with Crystal Palace, he's had some injuries pop up here and there. And so, yeah, he gets another, it's between 100 and 300. But anyway, he will amass his top flight high very soon. And if he does that, I mean, consider, all the chains and shackles broken from our arms. You know what I'm saying? We are here. We're in the Premier League. Okay.
He is, I think I back him no matter the situation because he's smart and, I think he has an understanding of what he needs to do. Seems to be only getting better in that respect. The cautionary tale from the Premier League these days, of course, is Giovanni Reina. Gets a small cameo down 4-2. Did absolutely jack squat in this game. We're just gonna have to be patient with him, I guess.
It was kind of a dead game when he went in, and there wasn't that much to be done. They didn't have a ton of the ball. His defending wasn't outstanding, but he's not a defender.
Mm-hmm.
But it is noticeable. The good news is,
what was noticeable to you?
I don't know. It's just kind of the area he's standing. The ball's going to be able to pass through that area. Like he's not. And then once it does, he's not necessarily going to recover with venom. But
never once seen him recover with venom.
Yeah. But his situation is not that bad. Like he basically moved from Dortmund to here. He's getting to experience the Premier League.
Uh-huh.
And it's great how terribly things are going in Dortmund right now. Maybe Terzig might be on the way out. Fantastic. Would it be better if we were playing more and doing some cool stuff? Yes. But we're just in a holding pattern here for the rest of the spring. And that's fine.
Yeah. A holding pattern until he starts for us against Jamaica.
Yeah.
At the end of the next month. So, yeah, I don't know. I think a lot about that old man comment you made, Vince, a couple weeks ago, where you said the reason I like Gio is because he plays like an old man. He kind of did play like an old man in this game. He just got the ball and passed it backwards. I mean, your team's, I understand, is a dead game, but your team's down 4-2. You're brought on as a sub, an attacking sub, no less. Go and try to get something,
bro. And okay. And I feel like people are gonna come for me because of this old man comment, but I'm not saying So what I am saying is the old Gio would go out there and try to make something happen by hook or by crook. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he hasn't necessarily played enough ball yet post, the hamstring apocalypse, where we know what kind of player he is yet, and I'm still trying to figure it out. And what I'm seeing right now is just not the same. It's not the same, bro. He used to be able he used to be a little bit more on the carry, taking people on, was more dynamic and eliminating people. And I feel like at the moment that's a little bit undeniable. Not to say he is not a good player, not to say he is not currently a starter for the US. You know what I'm saying? The ball security, the way he's still able to create chances and create openings within a defense, for us is still something unique. But as we reassess, you know what I'm saying? Gio was supposed to be the dude, right? Like that dude, an elite prospect, and not just the eyes of us, but the eyes of the world. And I'm just wondering if we do have to come down off those expectations. Now,
I'm not gonna yet, but
right.
But
I'm
I hear
not
you.
saying I'm with everybody else. And I believe that
Well, everyone
if I had
else
to put
doesn't feel that way right now, Vince. They're very upset with you for saying that. They're very upset and they're angry, and they're gonna tell you about it.
No, I'm just saying that's what's going in my head. I'm not making the declaration yet. I'm still in the camp with everybody else. I believe that he is still that guy. I still got that hope that he's still that guy.
Yeah.
Just need to see it.
One thing that's clear is he hasn't yet figured out how to beat out very good players for a starting position.
Yeah.
And that's happening.
He hasn't.
They're very good, so it's hard to do. He hasn't done it yet, though.
I think he's probably not gonna beat out Morgan Gibbs White. It's not looking like.
He's pretty good.
And he's in a
and
loan situation right now. There's a lot
right.
going on.
Circumstances.
So with the whole loan thing, that just makes me ask, why even go on the loan? You know what I'm saying? So before when Nottingham Forest was rumored, I was talking about the fact that he needs to go somewhere that's going to like invest in his development. Now with more information coming out, it seems that BVB was only going to do just a straight loan, no option to buy, anything like that. Well, in that case, the calculus changes, and at that point, you need to find who needs me. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, they're not going to be investing in your development. You're there for 6 months. Who needs me? You know what I'm saying? And Nottingham Forest, it does not seem like they needed you.
They need him as insurance, it seems like, just in case somebody gets injured. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, gotta imagine there were some parental demands placed on the whole situation.
I mean,
my kid better play in the Premier League.
He is the agent now, right? So I guess we can't put it past him. But bro, Gio, just turn it up, man.
Speculative.
Just turn it up, and then we don't have to have these conversations.
Right.
We can just celebrate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Turn it up so I can dance on some graves in the Discord server too, please.
Yeah, but imagine if Gio Reyna had made that first touch and assist that Weston made this past weekend. I mean, that'd be crazy. But
he would never make that run in behind. But if he ever did, he could do that. He's
for sure. For sure. I'm just saying. You got a Gio at home. You know what I'm saying? Everybody worried about the Gio at the store.
We have put the idea of him making runs in behind in the past. I think it seems like everyone's pretty much accepted he's never going to do that.
He would be so good at receiving them and stuff and doing something with them. Even at this state, he could have a guy right on his back, bring that thing down. But anyway.
But you got to make the run first. Let's talk about the strikers. Fuller and Balogun scored in a 3-2 win over Monaco, but there's so much more to tell about this. A barn burner in Lens, very active game. He absolutely, for his goal, absolutely fathered Kevin Danso the Austrian international center back, on a bouncing ball down the left wing, kind of jumped over him and then just accelerated past him, gets in front of him. Danso trips on Balogun's heel.
Yeah.
And then Balogun smashes it past the keeper from a tight angle with his left foot. And then Danso just kind of like stares at the ground for a while. It was a thorough beatdown. And but then, you know, the game kept going. Minamino scored a kind of a weird goal for Monaco, so they're up 2-0. And then Lens gets 2 back. A lot of chances for Lens. And then Balogun draws a penalty late in the game, running onto another bouncing ball in the box. But he missed it. Oh no. Missed another penalty. And then Monaco gets saved late by a Minamino banger, like a really nice goal, cutting him from the right and hitting it with his left. Kind of like that one Pulisic scored recently.
We already have a penalty taker.
True.
He can miss as many as he wants. Probably not ideal for his confidence.
It's not. And it's crazy because he scored like 6 out of 7 last year. This year it's like 1 out of 4, 1 out of 5, something like that. It's quite interesting.
I say we focus on the goal.
Too. Okay, focus on the goal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
You know, he's been going through a little bit. It's a good game. It's a real bummer he missed that penalty. It's hard not to think about, isn't it? Let's focus on the penalty miss, actually.
Hey, if they hadn't won the game, then it would have been like, yo, you know what I'm saying? But it would have been a more serious issue. But shout out to Minamino. Thank you for saving us. Really saved the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Despite all the good stuff that happened. If
Monaco drops points because Ballo missed a penalty, it would be a pretty big bummer. Yeah, hopefully Ballo compensates Minamino in some way. I don't know exactly what the right way to do that is, but there's fun to be had in Monaco, right?
Yeah, and the silver lining too is he didn't miss 2 penalties.
Yeah,
he only missed 1 penalty.
He's done that in the game.
Indeed, that is the silver lining.
Monaco in the Champions League spot. 41 points with 11 matches to go. They are Nice is 1 point behind them. Lille 3 points behind them. So yeah, they're in a little Champions League spot, little race. That despite everything, this season has been for Flo. It's still going to be okay.
It's totally fine.
Yeah, everything's cool. And just on the goal. It's like the same thing as like the PSG match. Like, I think Monaco really realizes how to play with them now. They're just booting the ball to him. They're letting them run. They're letting them chase balls. In both channels, you know what I'm saying? He just basically picks a side and chooses to go. And then once he gets tired of that side, he'll choose the other side. And Monaco is just booting those balls and letting them chase them. And like, even though that had been his goal was like 15 minutes into the match, like he had already been in like 7 duels with Danso.
Huh.
and Danso had won like most of them. You know what I'm saying? But it's like he's relentless. He's still coming after your ass every single time. Like,
that's what's tough about being a center back, man. You can win 7 out of 8, and then you're still the GOAT, and that's not an acronym, you know?
Right. Yeah, and it doesn't matter how many Flo lost. He put that man in the dirt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What about PFOC? Vince? You paid some attention to him this weekend?
Yeah, it's time to really get serious about Jordy. And look, Bells just rolled his eyes at me.
He did. It was an aggressive eye roll,
bro. Aggressive. It was kind of crazy. Actually, we might have to talk after the recording's over. But he's just disrespecting me. No, but bro, I was on the Jordy PFOC's ass train last year. Like when he was doing his thing for Union, I was like, guys, I'm telling y'all, this is not what it looks like. You know what I'm saying? If you really watch the matches, and Football Ref also agrees with me. Like he's much better this year. If you look at if you pull up his sponsor of the podcast, Football Reference .com.
Right.
if you look at his 2022 to 23 Bundesliga stats versus 23 to 24, it's night and day difference. Night and day difference. I think he's ninth in the Bundesliga in non-penalty XG and plus XA, like in the whole Bundesliga, at 0.66 per 90. He's doing his thing, man.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Like he's really doing his thing, man. And you know, the thing that really turned me off initially with Jordy, even when he was scoring with Union, was just the feet. Bro, I mean, it's a night and day difference. It's a night
How
and day
did
difference.
how did his feet get that much better in 1 year at the age of 26 or whatever he is?
I don't
Come
know.
on.
I don't know, Bells. I don't know. He is killing.
I've got
bro.
a theory. The issue wasn't the feet. It was just getting the experience of he's not having to think about being a striker anymore. He's become
That's
a
right.
striker, and now it's just natural. Now his natural, incredible technical ability is coming out.
Exactly, bro. I'm telling you, he's making one-touch layoffs with just people on his back. Like, you know, the person on his back is absolutely like in Hades. You know what I'm saying? Because he's just a huge person. Because like even with Union Berlin last year, he would take like a bad touch and be able to collect the ball because the center back on his back can't do a damn thing about it. But this year, like, bro, he's receiving the ball, one-touch layoffs to the wing, like collecting it, passing it, making nice little progressive passes to, you know, wingers running beyond him, nice little slip balls to midfielders, all type of stuff. And the fact that he brings that to the box too. And he's backboarding perfectly. He looks like Olivier Giroud out there the way he's backboarding. Backboarded for at least 3 or 4 shots. Almost had an assist in this match with the goal that he scored. But the dude, I think it was Newhouse, played a 1-2 with him. And after Jordy laid it off, he grabbed the center back shirt. And the center back probably wasn't going to be able to make a play on the shot that scored. But because Jordy grabbed him, they caught it back. It was a little bit soft. It was a little bit soft. But bro, I'm telling you, Bells is still looking at me very skeptical. I'm telling you, he is good. He has turned it up, bro.
Okay. I'll have to brush up on my Jordy Pfock.
Bro, you have to. And along with the fact that he is backboarding so much, his shot creating actions, you know what I'm saying? They've made a significant increase from the past year. He's up to 2.62 per 90, which isn't a tremendous number. You know, it's still in the 49th percentile for forwards, but it's much better than last year when he was in the 12th percentile. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about a backboard is, you know, there's a lot of known unknowns when you're attacking, right? You know, we see, you know, 90% of attacks go begging, right? The one thing you can count on when you got a nice backboard that you can just play it to and you know you're going to be able to receive it back, it's huge. And you
It does make a big difference. Yeah.
And I saw in this match that any attacker that was in Jordy's vicinity, they were looking for him. He was laying that thing back off beautifully every single time, and they were feasting. So I'm very excited. I'm very happy to see him doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? He talked about being left off the World Cup roster and the convo he had with his mom, where his mom was basically like, "How many games you?" She was like, "How many games you play for the national team?" And he listed the number, and he was like, "How many goals did you score?" Like 1, you know, that one Honduras one. And she was like, "Well, do you think you really deserve to be on the?"
Man, mom.
Yes, bro.
Speaking truth. Yeah.
And that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do sometimes. And so the fact that, you know, he did by the time that Bundesliga season had ended, it had become a disappointment, right? Which led to him leaving Union. And the fact that he gets his fresh start, is back with his boy from Young Boys, and is cooking like this. I mean, call him up. He needs to be in camp for sure.
This is a major shift in policy from you, Vince.
It's a major shift, bro. But that's how much he's balling. And I've watched him play multiple times now.
Which striker are you turning on here?
I'd probably say Haji. If I had to leave one home.
Yeah.
If we bring
the thing is,
Haji's
Haji's
4
being
strikers.
Haji's being left home if there's only a striker spot for him anyway, right? I mean, he'll be brought if to deputize as a winger.
All right.
I mean, maybe
so between Rico, Ballo, Sargent. I mean, it looked like Sarge can't come anyway. Got a David Wagner quote saying that we need Sarge to get healthy over the international break. So it's looking like he's not going to Nations League in the first place. We can go ahead and transition to Josh Sargent.
Yeah, Josh is playing though. So Norwich drew 1-1. They're in a promotion push here. I mean, at least they're pushing to be in the playoffs, the promotion playoffs. Sargent missed a decent chance on a run in behind. Good run, just good save by the keeper, and then he whiffed on a descending sky ball, to use a Waukesism. And that's all I got on Sarge. Not the most talkable weekend from him.
Yeah,
I suggest
I didn't know about that Wagner quote.
I didn't either.
Yeah, man. I scrolled down the Discord. But yeah, he specifically mentioned the international break. Because, as we talked about, Sarge is in training, just coming out every Saturday playing ball. But yeah, he said it's something we got to manage right now, and hopefully we can get it healthy during the international break. So,
I mean, I guess it would solve some of the controversy if he just stayed home, but I'd like to see him with the national team. Again, I have to brush up on my PFOC. PSV just annihilated PEC Zwolle over the weekend. Dest assisted the opener with a good left-footed cross that Bakayoko just smashed in with his head. Good stuff from Serge there. He was toying with that right back a lot of the game. And then Pepe and Tillman came on as subs. Pepe came off the last 15 minutes, up 6-1. Did some okay stuff. Scored on a 2-touch finishing drill type chance late on a Lozano ball that grazed Tillman on the way in. So that's why Malik gets the assist, I believe. Then Rico also hit the post on a dipping in-swinger from a set piece from the left side. So, yeah, he's making the most of what he's got.
Dest passed up a opportunity to cross to him that he should have taken. And it's a shame because it started with a pass from Tillman. We had the commentator on the TV talk about American triangle developing as the play is happening. Dest shoots it.
Damn.
So
it is kind of pointless to talk about these. I mean, Luke de Jong had 3 goals, right? It was a total beatdown. But what about the midweek game?
The midweek match.
Waukee, if you want to disagree with me, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out that Luke de Jong was icing his knee when he came out. He was very happy, but he was icing his knee, and that's just good to see.
Yeah.
Getting old.
That's true.
Time is ticking.
That's right. But yeah, midweek. So really we had the same exact situation with Serge. First of all, the fact that, well, first of all, he put a man on the ground. I think it was Ryerson from Dortmund. Serge received the ball on the left side, basically outside the box. He was on the move. This was basically like a PSV counterattack. He was on the move when he received the pass, and just gave Ryerson a nice little cooking, a little 1-2, out of there. Put that man to the ground too. So that's two. Big 5 opponents that have been dropped to the floor by Yanks this weekend. And as Serge continues his run into the box, he shoots. Nice hard shot with his right foot, but basically right at the Dortmund keeper. People are saying, many have said, he should have cut it back to Malik. No, was it Rico?
It was Rico.
It was Rico. I'm tripping. Yeah, it was Rico. So it would have been a very tough finish. Rico was basically on the left stick almost. And just based on how the defenders were positioned and how the goalkeeper was positioned, he would have had to drag that thing with his left foot far post upon receiving it. Now, he can do it for sure, but it wasn't necessarily a sure thing. But even still, I think I still would have liked Serge to make that pass. I think.
Yeah. So it's on our radar is what we're saying. I think
Yes.
that was kind of it would have been a hard pass and a hard shot.
Right.
So, you
Right.
know.
So
What's on our radar is Dest
Not
mistreating.
passing to
Pepe?
Pepe. It's not really on our radar, but
No.
also another Surge thing that's kind of on the radar from the midweek match. Kind of got beat by Danya Malin for the one Dortmund goal. His game ended in a tie. Dortmund won, PSV won. They're going to Dortmund for the return leg. This probably, so it's basically Malik. No, Malik loses the ball. Malik loses the ball on the right touchline if you're going PSV's direction. And basically the ball matriculates over to Danya Malin, who's at the top of the box on the right side of the box. Saibari comes over to help Surge, and it's basically 1v2. Saibari and Surge versus Danya Malin. Saibari reaches in, challenges. Malin tries to nick the ball off of him, can't do it. And as soon as that duel is won, 3 little touches with his right foot to basically further in the box and sends that thing home near post in the corner. Just a nice little rocket. Now, as I said, is a 1v2 here. So Saibari has the left side. Surge basically has the right side to Surge's left. And Surge basically gets caught flat-footed here after Saibari loses the challenge. I would like to see Surge keep his feet moving because Malin only had a one-way go. The left side was totally shut off. And for Surge to still get beat to his left there and allow Malin to get the shot off, I don't like it. I don't necessarily like it. I mean, it's not the biggest deal, right? But in these big games, the margins are small in it.
yeah, he's had worse defensive lapses than that.
Yeah. I'm not worried about it too much. But like I said,
And
margins are small.
We'll have many more.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
He will have more for sure.
it was a deflected goal. There was a
It was a little deflected. Yes. And also, so Malik started this match too. It was some give and take. He lost the ball quite a bit. He also did some nice things quite a bit. Had some big chances that he missed too. Had a little one-on-one with the keeper that he kind of rushed, took at the top of the box, where he probably could have took a touch or two. He was sick about that one. Had a header from a set piece that he headed wide, but I think that one was offside. Ended up being offside, but you don't necessarily love to see it.
Started to look a little sleepy as the second half wore on too.
Yeah, but
Which,
I would say he showed his steel. He showed a little industry for sure in this match, and won the penalty. Even though the touch that he took was it's debatable. You know what I'm saying? People
very.
He was setting up the penalty with the touch.
exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
Apparently, he was laughing after it was called a penalty. Hummels gave some quotes saying Malik was laughing at that. He was laughing his A off. And then Malik posted a video of it to his Instagram.
That's right.
Win. I think he took some confidence from that game. The way he was getting around out there and competing.
Yeah,
That's a couple sloppy things, but I thought he was pretty positive.
I took some
Champions League
confidence from it, too.
quarterfinal.
Yep.
Champions League quarterfinal doesn't get much bigger than that. Luca De La Torre had a nice assist. Ball across the top of the box, expertly dummied by Strand Larson. I'm talking about this past weekend now. And then Iago Aspas meets it with all the assurance of a master craftsman, puts it in at the near post. Paxton scored a goal in a win for Vitesse. Is a relegation scrap with Excelsior, and they get the win on the road. We're down 1-0, and then Pax did well to track a deflected ball across as it looped over his marker. Kind of came down between 2 defenders from Excelsior, and he just nudged it with the outside of his boot to beat the keeper from close range. Excelsior nearly scored like 5 times after that, but didn't, and then Vitesse got the winner on a set piece in the 86th. Pretty tense atmosphere for two really, really bad soccer teams, I think.
So they're bad soccer teams, but they don't play bad soccer, right? We saw this with Heracles.
Yeah.
While Luca was getting relegated, you know what I'm saying? The Netherlands just don't believe in bad soccer. So I've been very encouraged with what I've seen from Pax in these two
Really?
matches. Yeah. He seems to be a good player, man, and definitely, talked about Gio, go somewhere you're needed. It seems like Vitesse needed Pax for sure. He's doing his thing in there. He won the ball off people like 4 or 5 times in this match. First of all, he even big brothered someone. So that's 3 Europeans sent to the ground by Americans. I mean, gave him a nice little forearm shiver as he was collecting the ball. Sent the man flying. No foul. Ref put his arms down like, hey, you got the ball. And he proceeded to carry it and pass it to somebody on the wing. But yeah, ball secure, winning the ball, getting around the pitch like his brother, but is bringing something to the party when he gets there. He's coming away with the ball, man, and I'm just liking what I'm seeing. I'm liking what I'm seeing. He's looking sharp. He's looking good. This is looking to be a productive loan from Pax. When they sent him out, Frankfurt was making sure they got out in the media and was like, we believe in his talent. We just need to give him some minutes, and I'm seeing it. He's looking good.
So put this one in the good loan category.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very encouraged by what I'm seeing. Also, if we want to stay on the fringes of the player pool, the far fringes, a place where nobody typically goes. I watched some Christopher Lund. I watched some Christopher Lund this past weekend.
Do tell.
Just to see what was going on. I hadn't seen him since last window. Just wanted to see how he's doing. Checked in on him. Palermo played, I forgot the name of the team, but they are in the relegation zone of Serie B. And with that being said, you kind of would have thought that Chris would have done better against that type of opposition. Not to say he was bad, but he was had a few times, got megged, a little something. Nothing like didn't give up anything like too dangerous. But this was all like kind of early in the first half. Came into the game more as it went on. Second half really kind of started balling. Had a hockey assist on their goal, if you want to call it that. He just passed it back to somebody who crossed the ball in. But I'm gonna make sure that I keep up with Chris. Just because of the sole fact that hashtag the coach GGG called a shot with Johnny Cardoso. And you know what I'm saying? We ignored that for a long time, innit?
I have to admit, I was not sold on Cardoso the first several times I watched him play. Yeah,
I wasn't either. I mean, even when I was watching the Serie A over in Brazil, I was like, eh. But yeah, Chris, I think they're like 2 points behind Venezia. Like they're right there. They can get an auto promotion spot as well. And even if not, they seem to be firmly in the promotion playoff. So they got everything in front of them. They ended up winning this match. They got everything to play for. And Chris, he's a solid sized dude, and he has decent feet. Can pass with his left, right. He's okay. It's a work in progress. He's a young man. He's like 20. So I mean, remember what Jedi looked like when he was 20? You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna make sure I stay tapped in with Chris.
Now, if Lund became a breakout player in a Serie A or La Liga like Cardoso has done, that would be much more surprising than what Cardoso has done. We say we didn't see it with Cardoso, but it wouldn't be on this level. This would be shocking.
Shocking?
Oh
man.
Yeah, if he went to a team and became like an MVP player for them game after game,
even for like 7 weeks.
If he did the full Johnny.
Yeah,
if he
went full Johnny. I'm not saying he can't. It wouldn't be. I could see him going to play in Serie A, but full Johnny, that would be very surprising.
The full Johnny. Okay. Understood for sure.
Fulham. Let me move us on. Well, you want to say anything more about Christopher? I do appreciate you keeping track of him. Thank you for your service.
I'm done, bro.
All
Go
right.
ahead.
Fulham beat Manchester United 2-1.
Mhm.
How was Jedi?
He did Jedi things. You know what I'm saying? First of all, public fee, y'all didn't get to hear this. I talked about this a few patron pods ago. But he's much better just technically in the run of play through build up than we give him credit for, I feel like. Now, he also got up in position a lot of times in this match to deliver crosses, and 99% of them were ass, unfortunately. So that hasn't changed, but he just had a regular Jedi match, man, doing his thing, locking down that left side. As Fulham, because Fulham really put it on Man U, they were away, they were at Old Trafford, and especially for the first half, they just put them to the sword. They had the ball most of the half. They were creating all the chances. They were getting in behind the midfield, just running at that back line constantly. And it almost looked like Fulham was going to trick it away and not come out with the dub that they thoroughly deserved. But yeah, Jedi was just a huge part in it, helping orchestrate the buildups that led them through Man U's block, whatever it is that they were doing. And yeah, bro, he just does his thing. Does his thing every week. Lunch pail guy, Jedi Robinson.
A famous win for Fulham, really, to beat Manchester United at Old Trafford. All right, well, there was a ton of MLS action over the weekend and also in the middle of last week because MLS is back, which is pretty cool. There's some youngsters we got to talk about. Let's start with Quinn Sullivan, who got an assist on a little 1-2 and a slid ball across to Mikel Ure early in the second half for Philadelphia Union in a 2-2 draw with Chicago. Some wicked strikes with that right foot of his. He had one that was from 22 yards that was an absolute missile that just missed the post by a foot. And then he also he had another one. Drew a good kick save from Chris Brady. Also some very poor shot selection when he should have passed it to someone open in the box. I love that right foot of his, but he is the most shoot first player in the entire player pool. And if you even count him in the player pool, he is not. I don't like it. I don't like that he does that.
I love it.
Play the ball across to somebody in the box instead of taking a shot from a 7-degree angle, bro. Who do you think you are?
If you had a right foot like his, you would do that. You would do that too, bro.
The thing is, he was doing it with his left foot too, and he doesn't have a left foot like he has a right foot. So
but he's confident.
Yeah.
He's confident. I didn't watch the game because I'm protesting the ref lockout.
Yo, yeah, that is worth mentioning. They're using scab refs right now. They don't have the ref union is on the outs with Don Garber.
And they seem to be doing just inexplicable things. I haven't watched, but I've seen it's been at least 2 red cards where I'm just watching the discourse around and everybody's like, bro, what is going on? They're just sending people out for funsies, it seems. These scab refs trying to, stamp their authority, I guess, is what's going on. But it's been making me laugh.
So also in this game, Brian Gutierrez from Chicago set up a chance with a knockdown header that just went begging, and then scored a very good goal to open the scoring. Dribbled through 2 defenders from the left side and smashed it high past the Union goalkeeper. Also got the assist for the second goal for Chicago on a composed, unselfish layoff on a scramble in the goal mouth. So I don't know. I know there's a lot of big Sullivan fans out there. I was probably a little hard on him. He does have an incredible foot, but I'm just going to say Sullivan and Gutierrez, they're kind of it's hard to see them making it all the way to the national team, even though they're good.
Okay. What would Quinn Sullivan have done with that ball that Goody laid off?
He would have smashed it off of somebody's knees for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a nice play from Goody, and the shot too, of course. But yeah, I've always had just a little penny stock on Quinn Sullivan, just because of the right foot. I mean, when he catches that thing with his right, I mean it's a thing of beauty.
It
And
is. I agree.
And just his combination instincts that he showed, in that U20 CONCACAF tournament. You know what I'm saying? With him and Pax and Diego and Alex Alvarado and everybody were just having a great time. And a lot of those moves, came through Quinn. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he initiated or anything like that, but a lot of that slick. Yeah, he participated in that slick play. You know what I'm saying? So I've always just had just a little bit. It just seemed like something was there. But as an attacker or a center forward or whatever, it didn't seem to necessarily be the case. But with him moving back a line to midfield, I'm intrigued. I'm a little intrigued.
Played out wide right. His brother Kevin Sullivan, who is in whom I take great interest, was not in the lineup. Was not in the roster, the game day roster.
Yeah, I was about to say. So he's a Sullivan, right? So we don't got to worry about mentality. You know what I'm saying? They saying Kevin at 13-year-old is showing more discipline than I've ever showed my entire life. You know what I'm saying? They had that man waking up at 3 a.m. to adjust for time zones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna put my money on the Sullivan family. Okay.
I agree with that, and I think the difference between Kevin is Kevin, from what I have seen, which is there's not a lot of footage out there, but what he enjoys setting other people up for goals. It's like he takes pleasure in it. When Quinn has to pass it in the final third, it's like, oh man, I guess so, and he passes it, and when you pass it like, oh man, I guess so, it's never a good pass. You can't drag your feet into making a pass in the final third. That's never going to work.
You keep giving people Southern accents when you gave Claudio one.
I did, didn't I?
You're spending too much time in the mountains.
Oh man,
the Southern mountains.
That's why you need a backboard, though.
Yeah,
that's why you need a backboard. It takes all that guesswork out of the equation. You don't got to, oh man, I guess so, because you about to get it right back. You gonna fizz that thing into the feet
with alacrity.
Reese of M, I just wanted to mention Reese of M, the Discord, has recommended we do a weekly check-in on the Sullivans. All the Sullivans.
Just a Sullivan segment.
Yeah, he wants to call it Seconds of Sullivan. We'll see how much these.
I don't know if we can do it every week, but I always have strong opinions about Sullivan brothers, so I'm ready. I think I'm ready. The last two young players from MLS I want to mention: Esmir Baraktarovic. Very difficult last name to spell. I think I've got it though. I think I've memorized it. No goals or assists, but he did nothing for me to tamp the enthusiasm I had for him after the January camp game. Just a silky quality player. We'll see how his season goes. The Revs were down a man against DC United. With all due respect to my DC family, it's never a lovely night at Audi.
It hasn't been since Wayne Rooney was playing.
Right. But they did win 3-1, so hats off to DC United. And it was their young Italian-Albanian striker for New England who got 2 yellows in the first 25 minutes. So better time to calm down for him. And then the last one is Nimfasha Berkimas. I guess it's Berkimas is how you say it. Got 10 minutes out there at the end for Charlotte FC. If you remember, he was probably our standout at the U17 World Cup. He did not look very good in those 10 minutes. It was a youthful performance.
Okay. We'll take it though.
Yeah, well, good on Charlotte for getting him out there.
When this ref lockout ends, 2 players I'm going to be monitoring this year. People have heard of these players. Caleb Wiley, Dante Sealy.
Okay. Dante Sealy's back.
He's back.
He's back.
Are you protesting against the refs or are you protesting against the league? What's your protest? What's the nature of your protest?
The refs.
That's right. That's right.
I have. Yeah.
We've gone on too long. I have a whole. I mean, it seems like this is the time to talk about it.
It's the time to talk about it, Bells. Let's go ahead.
All right. So an interesting discussion. This is my last thing. An interesting discussion happened last week on the U.S. Soccer subreddit about whether the chat room moderators should allow posts about the U.S. Open Cup. And I think the discussion kind of gets to the heart of what the disconnect is between the people who are relatively up in arms about MLS crapping on U.S. Open Cup, such as myself, and those who come in and say, "Oh, you never cared about U.S. Open Cup before. U.S. Open Cup matches have never been interesting to me. I don't care." And I think why it gets right to that disconnect is because the U.S. Soccer subreddit spent a whole bunch of time talking about the presidential elections we've had in the last few years for the federation. It talks about a lot of the structural U.S. soccer stuff, which seems totally natural. But there are some people in there who would say, I don't care about the U.S. Open Cup. Why should I care about the Pittsburgh Riverhounds? I'm here to talk about the national teams. Right?
Well, first of all, they should care about, sorry to interrupt, they should care about the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
Should they?
Yeah, that's the best games. They have this, watch one of their games. There's like a river in the background.
Exactly. Have you seen the stadium? Have you seen the stadium?
It's I don't know that anybody was actually talking bad about the Pittsburgh Riverhounds.
And I shouldn't have interrupted you. I shouldn't have interrupted you.
No, it's okay.
Go ahead.
It's okay. So that sentiment is certainly out there. Why should I care about this game between these two teams I don't care about, who will never have a national team player, when what I'm here to talk about is Christian Pulisic, And well, the answer is the U.S. Open Cup has a lot to do with how it is administered, what it's like has a lot to do with the federation, and because it's the federation's tournament, and it is not crazy to think of the U.S. Open Cup as a way to gauge the health of the sport in America. I understand if you don't care, if you didn't like it before, and you think everybody's just doing a bunch of virtue signaling by saying that they care about U.S. Open Cup. But it is the federation's tournament. It does matter. Maybe it doesn't matter as much in a country where we don't have promotion relegation, because maybe the logic of it doesn't make sense at all when you don't have promotion relegation. Because that's the thing about these other countries that have pro rel, is the U.S. Open Cup is the chance for everybody to play everybody, And so it's like this special thing. Here, it's not quite like that because we don't have promotion relegation.
Well,
and I think
it kind of makes it the one main chance to do that.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah, it's the only
more
chance.
Special.
But I thought a commenter named Ibluminatus put it pretty well, and I'm just going to read what he said. He said, "We had whole threads dedicated to our USSF president search, among other things as well. This is all related to the federation, which is at the root of soccer in the U.S., and how players get developed, get access to play, and eventually get capped and play on the field as the end result for our senior national teams. This is why the Open Cup matters. It is, it's all connected, and it is very sad that Major League Soccer doesn't see it this way. And
that's right.
I continue to protest. It's hurting me a little bit. I still haven't re-upped my Apple subscription. I wanted to this weekend, but I'm not going to do it. Not yet.
Bro, I was thinking, like, I'm pretty sure I missed the cutoff date, and my stuff got
re-upped without your consent.
I got re-upped. I actually haven't checked, so maybe I haven't. But I did not watch any MLS this weekend. And you know what I'm saying? For the people that say you're whoever's virtue signaling, I mean, as a season ticket holder of a lower league team, you know what I'm saying? I vehemently disagree. You can catch these virtue signaling hands. How about that? Number one. And number two, it is a big deal, man. It is a big deal from my perspective. When 2 years ago, we had Nashville SC come to town. You know what I'm saying? Dax McCarty on the pitch, same pitch as Joshua Winder. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing with it. I mean, you would think that this match, where you're playing an MLS team, is one of the great evaluation tools that a team would use. You know, when evaluating somebody like a Joshua Wander who's playing in the USL, and you're trying to figure out where he can go, trying to figure out his level. Well, hey, he played this MLS team last year. You know what I'm saying? And we can't say that didn't play a factor. And you know what I'm saying? And Louisville City receiving $2 million or whatever from Benfica for the transfer. We're all interconnected and we're all trying to grow this game. And so for the MLS, big MLS, you know what I'm saying, to shun the rest of soccer in this country and act as if they are too big, you know what I'm saying, to come to the friendly confines of Lynn Family Stadium, is, you know, a slap in my face. A slap in my face.
Yes, it is.
Personally, you know what I'm saying? MLS, you done made it personal. So, and I'm a very petty person. So if we're gonna go this way, then we gotta. I'm gonna take it all the way. I'm gonna take it all the way. You know what I'm saying? You open the door, I kick it down. So if that's what you want to do, MLS, then let it be what it be. But it can be nothing less than FU on my side, because that's just how I get down, baby.
Yeah.
We're virtuous people.
Yeah.
Virtuous people. We naturally put off signals. We make no apologies for that.
I do think it's a damn shame. And there is no, I think Mike Pendleton said on Twitter in this response, you know, Garber's messages, we need to find a solution. And Mike Pendleton's quote on Twitter was, or what he said on Twitter is, there's no need for a solution. You are obligated to play in the Open Cup as the first division of soccer in this country. There's no solution needed. Just play. Send your send your B team if you want. It's fine. But don't blow the whole thing up just because you're mad that everybody watched Lionel Messi win the US Open Cup last summer. Sorry that happened to you, Don.
Yeah,
sorry.
man. And the fact that, like, so with like my Louisville City fans that I know, like everyone, there's a little bit of an adversarial relationship with a lot of people with the MLS. And I was a person who was trying to bridge that gap. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're trying to do, you know, what they're trying to do. Blah blah blah. We got players that are coming out of MLS. Like, we need the MLS to work if we are going to become what we need to become. And so, you know what I'm saying, we all need to realize that we're in for this together. But what can I say now? What can I say now that they've chosen to look down their nose and spit on the rest of the quote unquote pyramid that remains in the States? So, yeah, man.
Yeah. We better get moving, I guess. Thank you for listening. Check out, I'll put the link in the show notes to our Patreon, which we highly encourage you to join to get the Monday Review every week. And then also, we got some new merch. Check it out. Link in the show notes. And then we also have a YouTube channel, which we'd like you to also check out and, you know, like some videos and subscribe.
Yeah. Also, just real quick, Bells, you're going to be in Dallas, right?
I'll be there. Yep.
Bell's going to be in Dallas. So I still might run down there. Just a little kamikaze trip in, out, as I'm one to do. I don't know if I feel like spending the money though for that flight. But I might be there. April, I'm definitely going to the She Believes final. I might be going to the first She Believes match too. Waki, you got some news for the people?
Going to a soccer game. Going to the Columbia game. Our ticket's right behind the bench. See Greg Berhalter right up close. I'm very excited.
That is very exciting. People will be excited by this. They might get to spend some time with you.
Yeah.
Except I'm going in as soon as those gates open. Last time I went to a game, we were drinking at that, you know,
Catholic
tailgate,
Church.
and that's a lot of fun. But I want to see everything that happens there.
Yeah.
So I'm not letting anyone let me not go in very early and sit there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That reminds me, I'm gonna miss. I'm flying into Dallas. Like, I guess it turns out 3.5 hours before the game. So that Jamaica game, March 21st. So we won't have a tailgate that day, or at least not one that I organize. But then we're gonna have a tailgate on Sunday for the final, assuming we beat Jamaica. And then we got plans in the works for the Copa. Some patrons may know this. All patrons should know this, but George Qureshi and I are also planning a trip to Italy, hopefully at the end of April, beginning of May, to see Juventus Milan, see a game at Lake Como, see a game in Venice. So, get in touch if you want to know more about that. But I think that's all the announcements. Anything? One more thing, Vince?
Oh, well, the only thing was that I'll be joining Waukee in DC.
Okay.
But yeah, other than that,
I will not. It's a 9-hour drive for me, just for the record. Thanks everybody for listening. We'll see ya.